Bill Maher did not hold back. In a brutally honest monologue that echoed across the internet like a thunderclap, Maher took direct aim at Disney's latest cinematic flop, the woke reimagining of Snow White. What was once a beloved fairy tale has now, according to Maher, become a tone-deaf, hyper-politicized, and shockingly expensive embarrassment. With a reported budget nearing $200 million, it's a production that not only bombed in terms of fan reception, but has also become the very symbol of how far Disney has strayed from its storytelling roots. Maher's takedown wasn't just a series of jokes. It was a scathing analysis of a corporation that has, in his words, lost the plot. He called out Disney for taking a story that has resonated with audiences for nearly a century and butchering it under the guise of modern values. "This isn't about progress," Maher scoffed. "It's about virtue signaling so loud you forget to tell a decent story." He slammed the studio for replacing beloved elements with over-sanitized, over-corrected versions that nobody asked for. "Snow White isn't even white anymore," he joked, which would be fine if that wasn't literally her name. The audience burst into laughter, but beneath the humor was a deep-cutting truth. Audiences don't want fairy tales repackaged into lectures. Maher mocked the idea of 7 magical creatures replacing the 7 dwarfs, calling it a focus group Frankenstein monster of inclusivity. He even suggested that the new characters looked like they came out of a progressive improv class rather than a fairy tale. You've got one guy in a fedora, another with a man bun, a woman with dreadlocks. What is this? A Berkeley drum circle? He wasn't just roasting Disney. He was exposing the absurdity of trying to force modern politics into fantasy. And he didn't stop there. Maher took a swipe at the lead actress, Rachel Zegler, for her now infamous comments about the original story being outdated and Snow White not needing a prince. You're starring in a
buckle
remake
up because we have
of
some
Snow White
insane
and
news
you
coming
hate
out of the
Snow
world of
White?
Hollywood, and
He
it's
asked
about none other than
incredulously.
Rachel Zegler.
That's like a vegan opening a
Yes,
steakhouse
the rising
and
star who
wondering
was
why
supposed to
nobody's
take
coming
over
in
the
for
big
ribs.
screen with her upcoming role in
point was
Disney's
clear.
live-action
If you
Snow
have
White.
contempt
But
for
oh
the
boy,
source
things are
material,
not
why
looking
are you
good.
making it?
That's right.
Then came the
Reports are
financial
coming in that
hammer.
the test screenings
Maher
for the
droned
upcoming
fact that
Snow
Disney
White
dropped
remake have
nearly
been an
$250
absolute disaster.
on
And
this
when I
film,
say disaster,
marketing
I mean
included,
audiences
and
hated
still
it.
managed to
Imagine
create a product
this.
that feels
You
like
put
it was
millions,
written by a
no,
committee of
hundreds of
Twitter
millions
activists
into a
rather than
movie that was
storytellers.
supposed to be a guaranteed
This
box
isn't
office
art,
smash,
Maher
and then you
declared.
show it to a test
Corporate
audience,
woke
expecting
theatre
cheers,
masquerading
applause,
as
and maybe
entertainment.
even tears of joy, but
According to
instead,
him, the studio is
crickets,
bleeding
or worse,
goodwill,
booze.
alienating
Can you
loyal
just
fans,
picture the
and
Disney
throwing
execs
money
sitting
into
in
a
their
pit
fancy
while chasing
boardrooms,
clout?
sweating
He
bullets,
even compared
pulling
the
at their
modern
hair,
Disney to a college
realizing they
freshman
might
who
have just made
discovered
one of the
activism
biggest
and won't
mistakes
stop
in modern
talking
Hollywood
about it.
history.
Except this freshman
Well,
has a
according to
$200
inside
million
sources,
allowance
and trust me,
and
these
access
sources
to
are
the most
spilling the tea.
powerful
Test
media
audiences
machine
were
in the
left
world.
shocked at how
You're
bad the movie
supposed to
turned out.
enchant us, Maher
And guess
said.
what?
Not
One of
give
the
us a
biggest
sociology
complaints was none
lecture
other than
between
Rachel
CGI
Zegler's
trees
performance.
and talking mirrors.
People are saying she came off
What
as
hit hardest
unlikable,
wasn't
bland,
just the
and even
ridicule,
condescending.
it was the sense of
Some test
disappointment.
viewers even said that her
Disney,
version of
once
Snow
synonymous
White
with
felt
wonder
like
and
she was
magic,
talking
now
down to the
finds
audience,
itself mired
rather
in
than bringing that
controversy,
magical,
ridicule,
fairy
and
tale charm that we all know and love.
Maher's
And
critique
it gets
felt less
worse.
like a comedian
Remember
taking
when
shots
Rachel
and more
Zegler
like a
made those
parent
infamous
scolding a
comments about the
once-promising
original
child who
Snow
keeps
White?
making the same mistakes.
Oh yeah, she
You had
didn't
one
hold
job.
back.
Tell
She
a good
basically
story.
called the original
Instead,
movie
you made
weird
Snow
and said
White
that Snow
into a
White
TED
wasn't a
talk.
strong female
The
character.
reaction online
Oh,
was swift
and let's not
and
forget when she
merciless.
proudly declared
Clips
that the
of
prince
Maher's
wouldn't
rant
even
went
be in the
viral,
story.
racking up millions of views in hours.
Excuse me,
Commenters flooded
Disney
social
tried to
media,
modernize a
agreeing
beloved
with
fairy
his
tale
every word,
classic,
calling
and now it's
Disney
backfiring
out
hard.
of touch, preachy,
So,
and
what
creatively
happens now?
bankrupt.
Well,
Even
rumors are
longtime
flying
fans
that
admitted
Disney
they've
is
had
in
enough
full
of being
damage
lectured to
control
by
mode.
films that used to be
Reshoots,
fun.
very
And here's the
possible.
real kicker.
Editing the movie
Maher
to
isn't some
somehow
hardline
fix
conservative
it,
railing
highly
against
likely.
change.
Pushing back the release
He's
date
long
to
been
avoid a box
associated with
office
liberal
disaster.
values,
Could
which
happen.
makes his
Rachel
criticism
Zegler
even
getting
more damning.
sidelined in marketing.
This isn't about being
WHO
woke, he
knows.
clarified.
At
It's
this
about being
point,
stupid.
nothing is off the
His
table
point was
because Disney is
unmistakable.
terrified of this
There's
movie
a
flopping
difference
hard.
between evolving stories
Here's
to
the big
reflect
question.
times
What does
and
this mean
turning
for
them into
Rachel Zegler's
unwatchable
future?
political pamphlets.
Well,
Disney's
let's
Snow
just
White
say
isn't
things
just a
are not
failed
looking
movie.
great.
It's a
Hollywood is a
symbol of
brutal
cultural
industry, and when an
collision
actor becomes
where
box office
storytelling
poison, the roles
sacrificed on
start
the
drying
altar
up.
of performative
If
activism.
Snow White flops,
And
it could
Maher's
mean
roast
Rachel
wasn't just
Zegler gets
funny,
pushed
it
out
was
of the
a wake-up
A-list just
call.
as fast as she
The
got in.
audience doesn't
And
hate
let's be real,
diversity.
Disney
They
doesn't
hate
take
bad
kindly to
writing
stars
that
who cause
oppose
controversy
progress.
and tarnish
They
their
oppose
brand.
preachiness.
Could this be
So
the
if
end of Rachel
Hollywood
Zegler's
and
career
Disney in
before it even
particular
truly
wants to
begins?
stop hemorrhaging money
Time
on
will
fans,
tell. Or are you
Maybe it's
surprised
time
by
to
these
stop
horrible test
chasing
screening
hashtags
results?
and start
Do you
telling
think
stories
Rachel
again.
Zegler's
Real
career is
ones,
over,
magical
or can
ones.
she bounce
The kind
back
that
from
don't need a
this?
trigger warning or a
Let me
political
know in the
checklist,
comments.
just heart,
And
charm,
don't forget to
and a little bit of
like,
fairy dust.
share, and subscribe for
Thanks
more
for
insane
watching.
Hollywood
If you
updates.
enjoyed this breakdown
See
and
you
want
in the
more
next
unfiltered
one.
takes on the
Peace.
mess that is modern entertainment, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Until next time, keep thinking, stay curious, and don't fall for the fairy tale.